Pokemon, guess I'm on with me. I know it's my destiny. Pokemon, oh, you're my best friend. In a world we must defend.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Dragon Guide. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is part 3 of what if Ash fully evolved all his Pokemon. So before we start with part 3, let's recap part 2 a little bit. Ash goes to Pewter City, he challenges the gym, he loses the first time, and then he wins the second time, training his Pokemon for a week. But during this training, his Weedle evolves into a Kakuna. Brock also joins him over for his journey, and also then our team of Ash, Misty and Brock go to Mount Moon. They encounter Clefairy, they beat Team Rocket, and then they reach Cerulean City, where Ash finds out that Misty is the gym leader of the Cerulean gym. And then before they're going to battle, Ash proposes something new. And what is that something new? Let's start with part 3 officially. Ash proposes that the battles with the three sisters of Misty should be one-on-one battles, whereas the battle with Misty for the gym badge should be a 2-on-2 battle. He suggests that he will battle the three sisters in consecutive battles on day 1, and that on day 2 he will battle Misty only and only if he is able to defeat the three sisters on day 1. He also suggests that the battle with Misty is the only battle that will have him earn the gym badge, and Misty and the sisters decide to agree. They all decide and agree that the fact that the battles should be set from 7 days from now, that the day 1 of battling against the three sisters will be 7 days from now, because the sisters not only want to spend some time talking and clearing out their strategies, but they also want to spend some time with the sister Misty and understand what her point of view and what her feelings are for this gym battle and all the things to come ahead. Now, this will also allow for Ash to do a lot of things, and you will see that very soon. So, the day of the battles is set for 7 days from now. On his way back from the gym, Ash and Brock are talking, and Ash is suggested by Brock that he has only 4 Pokemon on his team, and that Brock tells Ash that he maybe just needs 5 Pokemon to be very comfortable with the consecutive battles that he is going to have with the sisters. So Ash decides that night to get a 5th Pokemon, and on Brock's additional guidance, he decides that the 5th Pokemon that he is going to catch should be a grass type, because the gym is a water type gym. Now he asks Brock the next morning during breakfast to take Butterfree and Pidgeotto with him in a training camp and train them with his Zubat so they can learn and get stronger. And Ash also informs Brock that for the 3 days that Brock will be training with Pidgeotto and Butterfree, Ash will be going out to catch a grass type Pokemon with Pikachu and Kakuna. Brock, on this request of Ash to train Butterfree and Pidgeotto, agrees and tells Ash that he should be fast and get a very strong grass type Pokemon, because Misty is not going to be easy. Now this is when the events of the episode Bulbasaur and the Hidden Village will take place, and on his way outside Cerulean City, Ash will encounter an Oddish and try to catch it, only for the Oddish to be saved at the last moment by a Bulbasaur. Now Ash tries to send Pikachu behind Bulbasaur, trying to catch it and catch Oddish and Bulbasaur both, but Bulbasaur hides into the forest and runs away, and they both manage to escape. Ash is really confused by this behavior because it's not normal, but then he moves on. Ash and Pikachu later encounter a girl named Melanie and learn about the Hidden Village and Bulbasaur. Melanie tells them about Bulbasaur and how he is there to always protect the village and the Pokemon here from Pokemon trainers who try to capture them, and that Melanie is staying at the village to heal all these Pokemon who damage and get hurt by their fights with Pokemon trainers who are trying to catch them. Now, as Melanie and Ash are talking, Bulbasaur arrives and he sees Ash and he is angry, and he remembers that Ash was trying to catch Oddish, and he decides to attack Ash on the spot, only for Bulbasaur's attack to be countered by Pikachu. But then Ash, noticing this power struggle between Pikachu and Bulbasaur, apologizes to Bulbasaur and Oddish and tells them that he was only trying to catch a Pokemon because he needs a grass type Pokemon at the next gym, and that he will now not catch any Pokemon at the village and is friends with Melanie. Now, this is not that convincing to Bulbasaur. He decides to be okay with it as Melanie constantly reassures him and calms him down that Ash is a good person. Suddenly, after this conversation takes place, Team Rocket appears and tries to capture all the Pokemon in the village and manage to get their hands on Oddish in a vacuum, and they also manage to catch Pikachu. Now, with Oddish, Pikachu and all the other Pokemon caught, Ash and Bulbasaur are the only one who are left and have to save them all. Now, they both try individually to save Pikachu and Oddish and other Pokemon but fail. Ash tries to use Kakuna but fails because he is not able to fight yet in the ways that Ash requires in this moment, and Bulbasaur, without any proper training or proper instructions, cannot land his attacks at the weak points because he's not used to battling people like Team Rocket. This to both Bulbasaur and himself that they should team up. Bulbasaur reluctantly agrees, but seeing the situation, he has to take instructions from Ash. Now, utilizing their newfound coordination, they both are able to free the other Pokemon and Oddish and Pikachu. But the other Pokemon land safely, but Oddish and Pikachu are falling from a big height, and this is very scary and this could hurt them both. Ash meanwhile asks Bulbasaur to catch Pikachu with Vine Whip because Bulbasaur is more closer to Pikachu's place, and he himself runs in the directions of Oddish. He takes a step and uses a big rock as a platform to take a jump and dive and catch Oddish mid-fall. Now, this does give a little bit of damage to Ash, but he saves Oddish and is really happy with it. And this jump and this dive to save Oddish is something that will set Bulbasaur to accept Ash as a really good trainer and person, because he's impressed by how much kindness and love Ash has for Pokemon who are not even his, and that he's ready to put his life on the line for his Pokemon, every Pokemon out there. Now, together with Bulbasaur's Razor Leaf and Ash's Pikachu's Thunderbolt, they all defeat Team Rocket and send them flying away. Melanie, seeing these recent events and the pair of Bulbasaur and Ash's coordination, says that they are a good match and suggests that the village is such a small place for Bulbasaur's potential to be fulfilled. She suggests that Bulbasaur cannot get stronger here and asks Ash to take it with him. Now, the choice is with Bulbasaur to join Ash or not. Bulbasaur is a little emotional about the village, but he says that he will go with Ash if Ash defeats Bulbasaur in a battle with Pikachu. And the event goes on. Bulbasaur and Pikachu are facing off. Bulbasaur uses a Vine Whip to catch Pikachu and tie him up. Now Ash lets this happen, and then once Pikachu is tied up, asks Pikachu to use a Thunderbolt, then knocks out Bulbasaur and Ash catches Bulbasaur. Ash then lets out Bulbasaur and lets him spend the night in the village as a one last goodbye to all his friends and Melanie. They decide to leave the next morning for Cerulean City. Ash and Pikachu manage to return to the camp that Brock has set up by the riverside just outside Cerulean City. Ash asks Brock why he has set the camp there, and Brock explains since the next gym is a water-type gym, Brock set up the camp there so that Ash's Pokemon could be very comfortable with water in their environment. Later on during the dinner that night, Brock tells Ash that in the 3 days that Ash was gone, Butterfree has managed to learn Air Slash, making Butterfree's move pool be Sleep Powder, Air Slash, Psybeam and Gust. And that Pidgeotto in his training with Zubat was able to imitate Zubat and learn Aerial Ace. But this is not enough for Ash, as Ash discusses with Brock that on his way he was thinking about diversifying Pidgeotto's moveset by making it learn Steel Wing. But Brock tells Ash that he has no Pokemon that knows Steel Wing and no way that he could teach Pidgeotto Steel Wing. After that conversation with Brock, Ash introduces Brock to his new Bulbasaur, and Brock and Ash sleep for the night. The next morning, Ash takes his Pokemon to heal at the Pokemon Center with Brock, and they bump into a trainer, Asunta, who they just saw battle outside the center with her Spearow knowing Steel Wing. Ash goes on to the trainer and talks to her. He learns that her name is Asunta and also learns that she is from Pallet Town just like Ash. Ash then asks her to help him teach his Pidgeotto Steel Wing, mentioning her earlier battle. The trainer agrees to do so if Ash beats her in a battle next day against her Spearow with his Pidgeotto. Day 5 of the 7 days given till the battle with the sisters, Ash decides to battle Asunta. During their intense battle, Pidgeotto seems to have an upper hand due to the quick attacks that he has used early in the battle and giving him a speed boost until the Spearow evolves into a Fearow and uses a Steel Wing to land a critical hit on Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto, although weak, would not give up and decides to land a very strong aerial ace on the Fearow. With both the Pokemon extremely weak and only having at max 1 attack per Pokemon in their tanks, Fearow goes in for a Steel Wing, and surprisingly, in his spirit to not lose, Pidgeotto not only copies the Steel Wing but is also faster with his attack due to the boosts from the quick attacks earlier and lands the Steel Wing first and wins Ash the battle. The win from the battle causes Asunta to praise Ash's Pidgeotto about his spirit, his strength and the bond with Ash. Ash then thanks Asunta for the battle, allowing the battle to teach Pidgeotto Steel Wing, and also sets Asunta as a rival for the future by telling her that he will see her in the Pokemon League and they will battle with their full strengths then. Now for the rest of the day, Ash trains with Brock and his Pokemon at the riverside to get them comfortable more and more in the water environment. They decide that on day 6, they will only rest and Ash decides to play and bond with his Pokemon. Now on the last day of training, day 7, Ash decides to do one-on-one battles where Kokona manages to evolve into a Beedrill and learns Fury Attack and Fury Cutter. He manages to evolve by being pushed by Pidgeotto into the corner in a battle constantly. During this evolution, Beedrill not only gains the 2 new attacks but also becomes slightly aggressive or gains its slightly aggressive personality, which will be explained to you very soon. Throughout the day of training, all the Pokemon are focused and very determined to the next day where they will be battling Misty and her sisters and are very focused and determined to win Ash and themselves this match. They really want to win. Ash gives his Pokemon at the Pokemon Center that night to heal and rest as he sleeps for that night too. The day arrives, it's a day of the battle, and Ash's first challenger in the gym is going to be Daisy. And that's it for part 3. Now I know I left it at a cliffhanger, but you need to understand, this was a setup episode and there were a lot of major developments in it. And the next episode or the next part, that is part 4, is going to come out tomorrow or either the day after tomorrow, so you won't have to wait as much as for it. But till then, you like this one, you subscribe to the channel, you watch the other 3 parts in a continuation, so it could help you refresh all the things up till now. And I really wish you guys hold out your horses for the next part, because it's going to come out really quick. I'm editing it as we speak right now in this video. I'm editing it right now. So it's going to be really great, a lot of action. The gym battle at Misty's is going to be fleshed out and we're going to involve a lot of character development. So that's going to happen. This is for part 3 of What If Ash fully evolved his Pokemon. We saw a Beedrill, we saw Pidgeotto do something nice, and that was good, and we got Bulbasaur on our team. So that's it. I really hope you guys liked the video. I really have been really amazed by the response to the series. You guys have really given your hearts into it. So like this video, comment on it, share it as much as you can, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and that's all I want to ask for now. Wait out for the next part and see you in the next video. Dragon Guide, peace out.